Everyone in Twitch chat are champions, are true. We're all Twitch chat champions. Aye, aye, aye. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have our Chinese Protoss player representing Dragon Kai Z Gaming. It is JieShi. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Polish Terran player representing Storm Gaming. It is Spirit. Here we go. Again, Spirit has been improving so much over the course of this year. I'm very excited to actually watch Spirit in this season of ESL Masters Winter. He's been performing so well in these online events like Gamers 8, or I say online, even offline events, these premier events like Gamers 8 and ESL Masters Summer, DreamHack Yongshipping. Spirit has been popping off this year, and I don't think he's done popping off. Like, I'm looking for another deep run. I'm excited to see how he does, not just in the regionals for Europe, but also in DreamHack Atlanta as well. But before any of that, mate, the KungFu Cup. We gotta work through the KungFu Cup first, Papi. And this guy, he just took down DRG. So we'll see if Spirit can hold a candle to JieShi. For now, it's gonna be an economic opener. It's gonna be a Rax Expand. Only a single gas has been taken here for Spirit. So Spirit, he's going for a faster CC on the low ground. So again, economic opener out of our Terran. Likewise, JieShi going for a Gate Cyber Expand. So nothing too crazy, nothing too out of the norm at the start of this game. Not yet. We are loading into Alcyone, and of course on this map you can be a little bit quirky here with proxies. You can mine out some mineral patches, you can get some proxy locations out towards the corner of the map, but I don't think our players are really like that. Spirit, he's a very kind of macro-oriented player. He can hit timing attacks, don't get me wrong, but in the early game, he doesn't cheese as often. He has, but it's not really his go-to. As the first Reaper is moving out across the map, we have our tech of choice. It is not going to be a Stargate, it's going to be a Twilight Council opener out of JieShi. Okay, looking to go towards Blink, I imagine. But we'll see how many gateways get thrown down. We'll see how aggressive or how economic JieShi is going to be. As Udept is looking to chase down this Reaper. But there are Marines on the high ground, good positioning out of Spirits, and JieShi will back off. Again, he's just looking for scouting information. He does confirm the CC on the low ground. Doesn't quite make it into the main base. But he does get eyes on the factory, so he knows it's not going to be a 3 racks. So again, a good scout here from JieShi. He would have liked to have gone into the main, but he's able to piece things together. As Spirit is going for a starport right after this. Okay. Interesting. Potentially setting up for a mine drop. Back at home, we have another gate on the way. So far, just a 2-gate opener here out of JieShi. And it looks like he is intending to take a third. Oh, actually, already mining out these minerals. Okay. Interesting. Opening things up, yeah, before expanding. So it's going to be an economic opener out of JieShi. 2-gate blink into a third base. The Heli does arrive. And we're going to be able to get 1 probe, 2, 3 workers go down. 4 probes. This is already too much damage and a great start for Spirit. 5 workers. 5 workers here for 1 Reaper and 1 Hellion. And Spirit, he got the scouting information he was looking for. He may not have seen the third base, but he saw the probe moving in that direction. He saw the lack of army, the lack of gateways. Spirit, he knows that he is safe as he takes control of the Zelnaga. And JieShi is going to be stuck at home defending. Here comes that mine drop, moving out across the map. Spirit getting into his 3-1-1 setup. Everything looking normal here on 2 bases. Oh, and we are going into a Raven. Now, we have seen a couple of Terran players in this new patch actually avoid the Raven, just because now you have to research the upgrade. Now you have to research the disable, the interference matrix. So players like Beyond, they've been avoiding Ravens here in TvP, but we can see Spirit still embracing it. +1 is on the way, Stim as well. The mine drop is set up here outside the main. We're not going in yet. Ideally, we want to distract JieShi. Now, the other thing that's interesting is that we aren't researching the upgrade. It's only the Raven for detection and for, you know, auto turrets. And the Raven is rallied to harass this natural. So ideally, we want to hit at the same time. We get the Raven coming into the natural and then the mine drop into the main. We want to try to pull apart the attention of JieShi. As Spirit is just building up his forces. Likewise, JieShi, he is opting not to go for any splash damage. He's going for a gateway heavy composition instead. So no Robo, no Robotic Space, oh sorry, no Bay, no Storm. Just Swarm Toss. Charge Loss and Stalkers. Meanwhile, we are setting up for that harass. Yeah, we can see here, +1 armor is in production for those Zealots. War Prism getting ready for its own counterattack as well. And things are about to pop off. Alright, here we go. Raven is coming in. Drop coming in, and we have an army through the center towards the third base as well. A tri-pronged attack from Spirit. And we'll see how much damage he can get done. So far, Auto Turret getting a couple of probes. One probe goes down. Mine drop not going in yet. Up. So do Q on forward, and Spirit is reinforcing. And JieShi, he does not react in time. The mines! Oh, 10 workers go down. Raven comes back in, and now here comes the main army. Ay, ay, ay. Moving towards that third base now. We do have some sentries. We can force field the ramp. Immortal does come out. JieShi trying to go for his own Zealot counterattack. So far, the force fields are looking good. Pick off a couple of Marines. Ah, the mine drop comes back in. No! Another 2 workers. And JieShi's had enough. He's going for his own counterattack as well. Do we have much at home? We do have an army back at home. We have a Viking, we have Marines, we have Marauders as well. Spirit should be perfectly fine as he cleans up these Zealots and eventually shuts down this War Prism. Eventually shuts it down. We do get another Warp in, but again, we have reinforcements. Like, we have our production here dealing with these Zealots. 4 SCVs go down. Good hold position micro. Oh my god. Really good stuff there out of JieShi. At the same time, he moves out, but Spirit had the Zelnaga. He knows the army's coming. He's in position. He is in position. And JieShi, he sees it. He knows it. He does spot the army. He's forced to turn back around, and Spirit's ahead. Spirit has a really solid lead. He's ahead economically, not just because of all the economic damage that he dealt, but because of the lack of damage that the Zealots dealt as well. And Spirit, he's just snowballing out of control. His macro is insane, and JieShi, how does he come back from this? Now, Storm is a good way. Storm is on the way here for JieShi. But it just started. It just started. He needs it here and now. He needs it in time for this push. Can he buy time? Can he survive long enough for Storm to kick in and to deal with this army? As Spirit is taking it slow. Got Ghosts on the way. Armory for 2-2. 3 base saturation. 4th CC on the way as well. Spirit, he's just getting further and further ahead. But as a result, he is giving JieShi an opportunity here. This is just a really Marauder heavy composition though. That's a lot of Marauders. It's like 1-to-1 Marine for Marauder. We can tank some Storms. Here we go. JieShi's pushing in. Cannon is on the way. Zealot gets caught out. Big EMP. The Zealots do drag the army a bit out of position. JieShi's going to push forward. How many High Templar? We have 3 High Templar. That's not a lot. That's not a lot of Storms. Good, big anti-armor. So the Storm does zone away the army for now. Big connection. Oh my god. But that was it. That was all the Storms we had. The Prism goes down. The Archons as well. Now Spirit, he can sim on forward. Good force fields. do cut up the army. Spirit is being forced back. He does have to respect this position. But we don't have any more High Templar. We invested in Storm Pipe. We need to use it. No additional High Templar, no additional Storm. JieShi rotates around. He wants to try to dive on this army. Takes down 2 Metamax. It's the Vikings. JieShi's trying to work towards either Colossus or Disruptors. It's still a ways away. But he is able to get on top of this space. But he still just he can't fight this head on. He cannot fight the army of spirits. Not without splash damage. And Spirit knows he now establishes his 4th base, maintaining his economic lead. Now, everything can change if we get into Disruptors. Disruptors, they can change everything, but we're working on it. Goal base on the way. Okay. Alright, JieShi. Got my attention. We have High Templar again. A couple at least. I'm still waiting for the Colossus or Disruptors. So the armies are going to be clashing. We still have a couple more storms available. They're pushing in big EMPs. Oh. So we have 1 storm left. We use it to zone away the army. At the same time, a double drop here on the right hand side, forcing a recall. Spirit holds. JieShi doesn't lose too much in the attack though, at least. He's able to maintain a lot of his High Templar. Where's the Disruptor, by the way? We've had the Bay for a while. Spirit is maxed out. JieShi, he's still working on it. And he's being caught out of position. JieShi doesn't see this army. He doesn't know. He already recalled. And we may end up in a base trade. Yeah, there's no turning back around. JieShi, he's committed. And Spirit, he dives on 2 bases at once. Pushes into the natural. That Disruptor will never come out. And yeah, we're just going full base trade. There's no other way about it, but Spirit, he's collapsing on 3 bases at once. Meanwhile, JieShi, he's slowly working towards that natural. Spirit already in the main. Yeah, he's depowering gateways. Supply blocking JieShi. We have Vikings on top of the ramp. So good storms. Oh my god. We stand in the storms. But the High Templar are exposed. The High Templar. One of them goes down. But we do force our way through. The second High Templar goes down as well. Meanwhile, Spirit, he cleans up the main base. He's pushing towards these other fringe bases. Cannons did hold for now. And we could recall. Massive storm here on these SCVs. We could always try to recall here as it's still on cooldown. Spirit has to wait it out, and sorry, JieShi has to wait it out, and Spirit, he just evacuates his main. His main army pushing towards one of the last bases here of JieShi. He doesn't have much left. And here we go. We do recall back home. It's going to all be about the storms. Oh, good feedbacks. A decent storm as well. He's going straight for the Nexus, and the Nexus will go down. We do get some decent storms. Can JieShi clean this up? He can't engage. He does have to back off. Meanwhile, Spirit, he still has a full mining base here on the left-hand side. Just 1 mining base against the 1 base of JieShi. To the storm. Oh, EMP. Oh my god. Both EMPs even. Good connections, and we will be able to evacuate at least some of the army. And now we're down to 1 base versus 1 base. JieShi trying to hunt down that army. Spirit, he's getting his production up and running. Oh god. Spirit is not supply blocked. Oh, the trap. JieShi's in position. Spirit knows. He's stuck here in the dead space. He is trapped, but Spirit is making an army. That's the problem here for JieShi. Spirit, he's constructing another army. He has 2 bases mining now with the natural. JieShi is still on 1. It's a gold base, but still 1 base. Oh my god, a massive storm. Storm takes down 2 full medevacs. SCVs are falling as well to 1 Zealot. Spirit, he has to turn back around. He has to deal with this. And we can try to keep spending storms here, but yeah, JieShi is going to reposition. Yo, he could repower this Robo. We could get a Disruptor. Oh my god. Could get a Disruptor. That was actually 2 High Templar going down. Expensive losses here for JieShi. Looking at the armies, okay. What do we have at home to defend? We have a couple of ghosts. JieShi is moving towards that natural. Spirit, he does have an army here with this planetary. And JieShi, he cannot push into that. But he can deny this natural base. He can deny mining. God, that's a lot of ghosts. Spirit, he's got so many ghosts. Oh my god. And JieShi, he doesn't know where the production is. He hasn't seen it, and now his bases are exposed. He does have a recall, but JieShi is racing back home. Ghost Academy's explode. It's exposed. Big EMP, no recall. And here comes that drop. Probes are falling left and right. JieShi, he barely has an economy. Look at the choke point. Massive EMPs on the army, but the Zealots are coming from behind. Big storm here. A massive storm of the ghosts, and Spirit is going to lose everything. JieShi lost workers, but Spirit lost an army, and now I'm sure JieShi is a little bit suspect as to where did that army come from. He found the production. He's camping the production, and it has to evacuate once again. The migration! We migrated over for the winter, and now it's summer. We gotta go back. The Raxes are turning back around. JieShi, with this observer, he did spot the army. Oh! Do we have storms? We do not have any High Templar. That Disruptor is still on the way. It's never gonna come out. We do have a backup Ghost Academy. Has Spirit is still on 1 base. JieShi kind of on 2 bases. Like, yeah, 1 base as well. As the drop comes back home, Spirit saving his production. Zealots just making sure that there are no ninja bases. Very mature move here from JieShi, just making sure that there's no hidden CCs anywhere. Do we have any High Templar? We do not. Do we have a Templar? We do. We do have the tech. Oh my god. I can't believe that all the valuable tech was saved. The Templar Archives, the Twilight Council, and the Cyber Core as well. Crazy. That's actually pretty huge. As JieShi is just trying to re-establish his economy. But without storms, I don't know how we defend. I'll be honest. The storms have been, like, the game changer here for JieShi. He has 1 High Templar. Repower that Robo. or at least cancel the Disruptor to get the money back, you know? Dude, trade 1 Stalker for 1 Mine. Prism comes back in. Going for a big Zealot Warp in into the main base on top of the production. Spirit's army, they're looking terrifying. Without splash damage, I want to favor Spirit. I do want to favor Spirit here. This Concussive Shell is going to be denied. The Ghost! Ghost goes down for free. But Spirit, he gets a 2nd base, fully operational. A big moment here for Spirit. Doesn't have production, unfortunately. As we just keep migrating their axes over and over again. We've got more axes on the way, thankfully. I just can't believe that we still only have 1 High Templar here. crazy. Zealot does get eyes on this fresh mining base, and now JieShi is sending out a Zealot run by. He now knows that the pressure is on JieShi to deny mining here if possible. It's very necessary for that to happen, otherwise Spirit will get out of control. As his Raxes are operational once again. JieShi taking another base. Now JieShi, with this Observer, he sees the army rotate, so he knows that this base is looking a little bit exposed, and this Zealot run by could go in. Disruptor comes out! We repowered! Let's go! The Disruptor arrives! This changes things. The Zealot run by comes in, there's nothing here! There's a bunker, but it's empty. The army does rotate back around. Bunker will fall. We don't want to lose these Zealots, though. As they even come in from behind. Oh! As they're all going to be going down. Oh, the Prism falls as well. A big loss for JieShi. He rotates around. Getting on top of the Raxes again. With his Observer, he will be able to spot the army, but yeah, he sees it moving out towards the south. JieShi's get the hell out of there. The Nova! Up! Big Nova! Will not connect. Oh my god, that was so close. Good feedbacks. But this army is looking pretty bare bones. We have one storm coming in. We have another storm available. Ooh. We have another as well, but High Templar is going to get caught out. Concussive Shell is done. High Templar falls. Every unit is so precious here. Oh my god, JieShi's got High Templar all over the place. The Raxes are burning. Here we go. We get some decent force fields. The Immortal's going to be going down, and here we go. Now we engage in the fight. We have to go in. Big EMP. There are still storms available. There's 2 storms. Actually, a couple more. And no EMPs. JieShi, he's holding. He's holding, Papi. He has these 2 High Templar left, each with enough energy for 1 storm. Rotating around, more ghosts are coming out. And JieShi, yeah, he wants these Raxes. And he's gonna get them. They've been looking for a home for like 20 minutes. They just want a place to call home. The ghost! It's gonna be Spirit's turn to overextend. 3 ghosts go down for free. At the same time, though, a big EMP. No more storms. 0 storms left. Oh, and this could be it. As he's forcing JieShi to turn around and fight, but we get a full surround. The surround is real. Spirit, this was not the fight. He's losing everything. Everything's going down. And Spirit, he has lost almost his entire army. JieShi has done it. There's barely anything left. JieShi, he has double the army supply. Double the army supply right now. Now, he doesn't want to force the issue, so he's going to rotate around. Never mind. We can fight. We can go for it. The Widow Mines complicate things. We can go straight for the production. Another Rax is going to go down. Decent EMP. We have Zealots here on the left-hand side, and we are going straight for the army. There's no planetary here. There's almost nothing left. The boys are going to have to be pulled, but even then, the storm! It's too much, and JieShi does it. GG gets called. JieShi takes game number 1. GG. That was game 1, by the way. Oh my god. Very scrappy, very back and forth. Spirit had a lead. In this game, Spirit, he was the first to max out. He was the first to take a 4th base. He had a solid economy. The only way for JieShi to have made a game out of this was the base trade. And even though I do think that Spirit, he initiated the base trade faster, he was more on point. There was a little bit more urgency in Spirit, and as he collapsed on 3 bases at once, JieShi, he was able to get into the main base, recall back home in time, and able to make a game out of it. It was crazy. It was so back and forth, so tense. GG. It went down to the wire. It went down to the final storm. I mean, both players were making mistakes towards the end, but that's just because of how crazy the situation was. For example, we saw JieShi a couple of times, lose that Templar or lose that Disruptor in the center of the map. At the same time, Spirit was also bleeding out units, bleeding out ghosts, being caught out of position, losing SCVs. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. GG, well played. With that, let me just quickly update the score. JieShi, he is 1 game away from advancing on to the semifinals. Let's go. Here we go. Well, no mas, but he had to fight hard for it. He had to fight so hard for that first game. And here we go. We're getting into game number 2. That was messy. It was messy. It was beautiful. We like it messy, Papi. We like it messy. The big barracks migration, always a sight to see. We saw the migration like 4 times. It was crazy. Back and forth, back and forth. They couldn't settle. And here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Hardlead, we have the Chinese Protoss player representing Dragon Kai Z Gaming, leading the series 1-0, which is crazy already, by the way. It is JieShi. And spawning in the bottom right, we have his opponent. We have the Polish Terran, representing Storm Gaming, down in this series, but not out. Not by any means. It is Spirit. Again, it went down to the wire. If a storm had missed, if a storm just wasn't as good, or if we had maybe landed 1 more EMP, for example, maybe saved 1 extra ghost or 2 extra ghosts, could have been a very different game. But I mean, shout out to these players. They didn't request a break. They just, went straight into the lobby, straight into game number 2. No rest here. No rest for either player. And JieShi's looking for a proxy. I don't blame him, but it's Spirit. It's not, this isn't Maru. This isn't Beyond. But, JieShi just making sure he's safe and sound. He's checking for a proxy racks after an intense game 1 like that. He doesn't want to get done dirty by a proxy, so understandable. Very understandable for JieShi. As back at home, Spirit just going for another economic opener. Single gas, so it's going to be a racks into an expansion on the low ground. So economic opener out of Spirit. Likewise, standard opener out of JieShi. Gah! Exactly, Papi. Gah! That's the best way to put it. No holding back. As we're settling into our next game. We have our tech of choice. Oh, and we are going to be switching things up here. Game 1, it was half an hour ago, so I don't blame you if you forgot. But winding it back, in game 1, it was a 2-gate blink opener into a fast third base. It was very economic out of JieShi. This time he's going for a Stargate opener. This should be for Phoenixes, based on the rally. I'm guessing it's Phoenixes, but it could also be Oracles. That's also another option for our Protoss player, as the Reaper is going to dip in, and it doesn't quite get any damage done. There is a Adept in position. Reaper is forced out. Likewise, we have an Adept across the map, getting eyes on the production. Does deny some mining time, and does get eyes on the factory, so he knows he's not being 3-raxed. Oh my! As this is wild. This is as greedy as you can get. The Adept goes down. Third CC before Starport in a TvP. Very greedy build here from Spirit. Very greedy, very economic, and we'll see if he can get away with it. As Spirit is cutting a lot of corners. Again, no starports, no mine drop or anything like that. Spirit's just entirely focused here on his economy. Especially in this matchup, it's a really risky thing to do. And JieShi should realize what's happening soon. He's banking up his Phoenixes, and soon these Phoenixes are going to move out. And when they do, they should get eyes on the main base, and they'll see how fast this third base is. In this matchup, it's typically advised for Terran players to delay their third a lot, actually, and stay on 2 bases for a lot longer. So to take a third this quickly is very out of the norm. And once JieShi realizes what's going on, we'll see how he punishes this, or if he can punish this. Either punish it or kind of meet greed with his own greed. As he's going Phoenix Colossus. We have the Robo on the way. Soon, a Safety Immortal. We have an Observer first. We should be seeing a Bay into Colossus. JieShi is still waiting a little bit longer here, waiting for his 4th Phoenix before he moves out. And now we can get some scouting information. Hopefully. As back at home, Spirit is getting into his 3-1-1 setup. 3 Raxes, 1 Factory, soon to be 1 Starport. EU Twitch keeps going down for Wardy and Take TV. No, that's actually a really big shame. We have a lot of, not even just Wardy and Take, but we have a lot of European casters tonight. We have plenty of other language streams going on. We have TKL in French, for example. He's always here every week. So hopefully things can clear up. Hopefully things can clear up for Wardy and Take and Dennis, or Naruto, I should say. I know that they're in a different portion of the bracket, and I mean, ideally, you know, everything can be covered, everything can be casted. Hopefully, they're able to stabilize. For now, though, the Phoenixes are checking the bases. Yeah, they did get eyes on the 3rd CC. They've spotted that it's already done. And what are we going for? We don't go for a Bay. We go for a 3rd base of our own. We're going for... no, sorry, I missed it. I was distracted by looking up some of the other Twitch streams. We do have a Bay. It is going to be Phoenix Colossus. We have a Safety Immortal. For some reason, my brain thought it saw Charge, but okay, I did see a Twilight Council. Yeah, okay. Wait, did I see Charge? Earlier, the reason why I said no Colossus is because I thought I saw Charge on the way. Well, there you go. So it is going to be Charge nonetheless, to help complement those Colossi. The onus is on JieShi here to try to punish the economy. But can he? Because he does get a couple of gas mining SCVs. 3 more workers go down. 4 more workers go down. Even some Marines. Really good control, not losing a single Phoenix. Good trades here from JieShi, even slowing down or picking away at the army. He has an observer in position. He sees that the army is waiting back at home, that it's not moving out, not yet. And JieShi is quite vulnerable, but again, he knows that he's under no danger for the time being. Oh, but here we go. Here comes the move out. Barely spotted by this observer. JieShi, he's going straight for a 4th. Oh, and this is a tell. No saturation, or very little saturation here at the 3rd base. The army is moving out, and it's not turning back around. Can JieShi defend? He should be canceling this 4th. We have shield batteries on the way. Phoenixes are racing back home. We do cancel the 4th base. And can we collapse on this army? The tanks, they on siege. Tanks are caught unsieged. They're going to be going down. Zelt's putting in a lot of work. And can we get on top of the rest of these tanks? It's going to be close. But we barely cannot. Yeah, the Colossus, they're under fire. They survive. One of them does. Oh my god. One of them barely makes it out. As we clean up the tanks and we force back the main army. But we don't want to overextend. JieShi, he did lose a couple of Phoenixes and a Colossus, but he does survive. And Spirit, again, he hasn't really been saturating this 3rd base. JieShi has an economic lead, a pretty large one, and he's getting a 4th base here on the right-hand side instead. He's rebuilding his Colossi. JieShi, he's looking strong. I would say that he is in the lead at the moment, but it's not going to be impossible for Spirit to come back. Now that the medevacs have arrived, we can go for drop play, and we can try to pull apart the army of JieShi. Especially after killing a couple of Phoenixes, Spirit, he may think that that's going to be like a viable option, but JieShi, he's replacing the Phoenixes that he lost, and he's still making more. There it is. Templar Archives on the way for Storm. Spirit establishing this third base, getting it fully up and running, fully operational. But again, JieShi, he's about to get his fourth. Spirit, he's going to be chilling back at home. Ghost Academy's on the way for the Ghosts. He is prepared for any kind of counterattack. A counterattack that isn't coming, because JieShi is teching. He's teching up, working on double upgrades, getting away with 1-1. Morphing in Archons, and again, he should be working towards Storm. Likewise, Spirit, he's aware of the commitment into Colossi, so he's got Vikings on the way to help out. And JieShi's pushing. He is pushing, but is he gonna really find too much success here? There are 3 tanks in position. One of them is unsieged. There we go. Is repositioning here at the third base. Big tank volleys are going off, but JieShi snowballing out of control. There are just so many zealots. Every tank is going to go down. And the Colossus, they're left untouched. And JieShi, game 1 was close. Here in game 2, Spirit was being greedy. He was trying to catch JieShi off guard. But the Protoss is getting out of control, pushing into the natural, busting into the main base. And Spirit, he just can't keep up. He's losing far too much. He's lost 16 SCVs, and now he's going to lose everything here at the third as well. JieShi snowballing out of control. The scariest moment was when he was defending out here, out across the map at his 4th base. But after that moment, that's what everything was building up towards for Spirit. We dive on forward, take down the last tank, and JieShi, he's going to take down Spirit 2-0. He advances on to the semifinals. GG. JieShi, he takes down DRG and he takes down Spirit 2-0. Oh my god. He's popping off. And he will be our Protoss player in the semis. GG. GG, well played. He advances on to the semifinals, and we are heading over to the Korean server because both semifinals are ready for us. And I'm actually not sure which one we're casting first. We got to figure it out. GG, well played. Congratulations to JieShi. Again, really good results here in the KungFu Cup. Really solid run. And can he go further? Can he keep going? It's hard to imagine he would, but... Hold on, I'm just focusing on... loading back in. Hopefully I don't get left out. Don't leave me out. I'm coming.